I'm Amanda Starrentino. We begin with the new information coming in tonight about the mass shooting on the northeast side of Indianapolis that left 5 people and an unborn baby dead. IMPD reports that officers have arrested a 17-year-old boy on initial charges of murder and intentional manslaughter with a handgun and attempted murder. This is all for the shooting at a home at 35th and Adams. WRTV Investigates has learned the 17-year-old is a family member of at least 4 of the victims. Police have not released his name because he is a juvenile. We also need to note the Marion County Prosecutor's Office has not announced official charges. And tonight, we are learning the circumstances surrounding the shooting and more about that 17-year-old. We will get to that update in just a moment. But first, let's focus on the victims. The boy is accused of killing 42-year-old Kezzie Childs, 42-year-old Raymond Childs Jr., 18-year-old Elijah Childs, 13-year-old Rita Childs, 19-year-old Kara Hawkins, and her unborn baby. We have team coverage on the new developments coming in on this case. We begin with Stephanie Wade, who is learning more about the victims tonight. Stephanie.
Several friends of the family and people who didn't even know the victims came to pay their respects after 4 family members, a woman and her unborn baby, were killed inside this home early Sunday morning.
And I want to come by here and tell this family I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Disbelief. I've been heartbroken since I heard it because this doesn't make sense. It's senseless.
Longtime friends of 42-year-old Kezzie Childs, dating back to high school in Gary, Indiana, India Hammond and Anastasia Dittman, came by the home today where their friend, her husband, 2 children, and a pregnant woman and her unborn baby were killed.
She was just a wonderful woman, wonderful mother, soon-to-be grandmother. She was just, even the family, everyone was just great.
When I tell you that I got a lot of messages yesterday because of how close we were, I took it bad.
Hammond tells me she spoke to a surviving son in the child's family. She says he and others are trying to cope as best they can.
They're good people. I don't know why this took place. I don't know what led to it. I'm very sure people are going to assume whatever it is that they want to assume. But the bottom line is they didn't deserve this. They were good people. I know her heart. I know how she was raised. She was a good person. This was uncalled for.
The word is on the street is this: we tired of it. The real original OGs. We are tired of this senseless killing.
Those in the community just as frustrated.
I don't care if they hire 10,000 police here in this little city. They can't be everywhere at the same time. But we as citizens, y'all, me, people who want to live that life and tired of this, because this could be your family. We need to bond together, stop talking about it, and start being about it.
It needs to stop. And I understand that the police can only do so much, but then you know what? The resources or whatever that they need to do needs to really get put into Indianapolis so that we can get this under control.
Leaving a teddy bear at the front doorstep.
Just coming to show my support, my love, let them know that I'm still here. Even though they're not with us, they're still with us. Even the baby, everyone.
Stephanie Wade, WRTV.
It's also heartbreaking. Our team coverage continues now with WRTV Investigates Rafael Sanchez with the details on this developing story. Rafael.
Heartbreaking indeed, Amanda. Good evening to you. A 17-year-old boy, apparently upset with his father, is accused of this heinous act in which he opened gunfire on 6 people inside of their home. Only a teenage brother who was also shot survived this vicious attack. Now at 6 p.m., I can tell you what WRTV Investigates has learned. That the 17-year-old boy suspect got in trouble for leaving his home without permission. His father reportedly warned that he was going to get in trouble. It is not clear how long after that exchange that the teen is accused of going on that shooting spree on Sunday morning at 35th and Adams. It apparently began upstairs before 4 in the morning, continued downstairs before the suspect ran from the home. As neighbors woke up to the echoes of gunfire, police found members of the teen's family shot and killed. Medics rushed a pregnant woman to Eskenazi Health hoping to save the woman and her unborn baby child. Both were pronounced dead after 5 in the morning. The 17-year-old is being held tonight on a charge of murder and attempted murder. Those are not formal criminal charges. That will be up to the Marion County prosecutor to announce sometime this week. The last time that the city has confronted with a mass murder was 15 years ago. Moments ago, I zoomed with Jasmine Albaran. She was only 7 years old when her father, Magno, and her grandmother, Emma Valdez, were among those killed in the city's last mass murder that happened on June 1st, 2006. Overall, 7 people, including 3 kids, were among the victims of the Hamilton Avenue murders. The families Valdez, Covarrubias, and Albaran are still overcome with grief by the actions of 2 men now serving life in prison. Tonight, Jasmine has a message for the families of those killed on Adams Street.
I still grieve every single day. There's not a time limit on grief. Just because something bad has happened to you or you feel like your world is just crumbling in front of you, good can come out of that. I feel like when I talk to people, they see this, they see that, I'm sitting right here and I can talk about it and I can let you know that you are going to be okay. That gives people hope.
A message of hope for a family that is devastated tonight. In this latest case, the 17-year-old is believed to be the only suspect involved in this latest mass shooting. Reporting live tonight, Rafael Sanchez, WRTV.
Rafael, thank you for that report. And more team coverage now with WRTV's Megan Sanctorum on why local leaders say it was so important to make a quick arrest in this case.
This is just the first step in getting these victims and the family members justice.
The first step in a long road ahead.
The community is traumatized by this. There are people that have lived there their whole life, that there are people that have to go back there in that neighborhood, and they want to make sure that they know that they're safe.
And now, with an arrest coming just 24 hours after the shooting, police say they are. We know numerous agencies were involved in this investigation, and more than 60 IMPD officers worked it, all as the city of Indianapolis wrapped up another record-breaking year when it comes to the number of homicides.
Until we start addressing the issues of the heart in our community, we will never get a hold of this. Obviously, we've got a lot to do to fix the criminal justice system.
Rick Snyder with the Indianapolis Fraternal Order of Police says he hopes the same strong approach taken in this case is used on other instances of violence in our city. Meanwhile, leaders with IMPD saying they will do everything they can to see there's justice for this family and a teenager who was in the home and survived the shooting.
We have a 16-year-old victim who suffered a traumatic incident, and we as a community need to wrap our arms around this young man as well. He's going to have a lot of things to worry and think about the rest of his life.
Working for you, Megan Sanctorum, WRTV.
And today, Indianapolis Mayor Joe Hogsett released this statement about the arrest in this mass shooting case. He says, quote, "Today's announcement is the first step toward justice for the senseless acts that cut short the lives of 6 of our neighbors in the early hours of Sunday morning. While nothing can bring back the child's family, I hope that the swift action of the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department offers some comfort to all of those who have been left to grapple with this tragic loss." And right now, we have all of the new developments on this mass shooting with community reaction up right now on WRTV.com and the WRTV app. That's where you will also find any new information that we confirm this evening and in the coming days. A wintry mix across central Indiana left some roads extremely slick today. Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory joins us now and shows us how conditions have improved this evening and what you can expect tomorrow morning.
And barely improved. It's all about that temperature, Amanda. We're 33 downtown right now. Many spots at the freezing mark, so be careful. Advisory continues north. I'll define north in a second. Light freezing rain and drizzle continues, and it will be a cold rain for the rest of the evening, especially central and south. But from Lafayette and Frankfort over to Tipton, then Anderson and Muncie north, the advisory till 9 o'clock. The pink represents some light freezing rain ongoing in Lafayette over to Frankfort, Noblesville, Anderson, and Muncie lifting to the north. The broader view, southern Indiana, not as much moisture now, but temperatures just a little warmer. We'll watch for fog. It's dropped visibility below 2 miles in portions of central Indiana, where we have that ongoing light precip with temperatures at the freezing mark, maybe slightly above, and in some cases just below that. There's your temperature trend this evening. That should help ease slick road conditions. Amanda.
And COVID-19 continues to be a deadly problem in Indiana, and today we are getting an update on how it's impacting the state. The Indiana Department of Health reports 2,210 additional cases of the coronavirus. Keep in mind, Monday's numbers are usually a bit lower due to the lack of labs reporting on the weekend. To date, 613,228 Hoosiers have tested positive for COVID-19. The state also confirms 12 additional coronavirus-related deaths. So far, 9,352 people in Indiana have died with COVID. Data from the State Department of Health shows that as of yesterday, 2,045 people in Indiana were hospitalized either with the coronavirus or symptoms that could develop into the coronavirus. That is the lowest number of COVID-related hospitalizations since November 6th. Also of note, 31% of Indiana's ICU beds are available. And a new COVID-19 vaccination site opened today in Fishers. The location, which was formerly a Marsh supermarket, is large enough to provide vaccinations for more than 1,600 people a day. Of course, that depends on supply, and right now the state is allocating 1,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine a week to the site. Today, they vaccinated around 340 people. While they don't yet have the stockpile of vaccine to reach their full capabilities, Fishers health leaders feel they are ahead of the curve for when the vaccine allocations increase.
We understand that we do not have enough vaccine yet to fill this place up today, but we want to be ready for when that day comes. We think that it may potentially come in the next couple of weeks as we get more vaccines online. We expect our allocations to increase, and our capacity certainly can handle a dramatic increase from there.
In order to receive a vaccine at the site, you must schedule your appointment through the state's website. Right now, priority groups are seniors over 70, first responders, and healthcare workers.
Light freezing rain in the area right now. The pattern stays active. We'll talk about some accumulating snow potential a little later in the week, coming up in minutes.
The pandemic has caused thousands of job losses in Indiana, but tonight we are highlighting a program that's taking people from the classroom to the career. Some frustrating results for local basketball fans this weekend, but the IU women's team, they just keep winning. Coming up in sports, we'll recap the Hoosiers' latest Big Ten victory.
You want at tomwood.com.
Welcome back. Hiring Hoosiers is WRTV's commitment to help you find the job or career you need or want, especially since this pandemic has caused unemployment to skyrocket. But today we're learning about one program that's taking Hoosiers from the campus to a career in the insurance industry.
These pictures show what matters most to Ivy Tech student Jamie G.
I'm a mom, I have children, and I'm married.
Along with her personal life, she's also working toward a career change. And Ivy Tech's insurance program is helping make it possible.
So now that they're getting a little bit older, I'm able to still be involved, but at the same time still have the career, which is wonderful.
G is learning how to work in the insurance industry, and even though classes are virtual right now,
being able to know that I have a career, it isn't just, okay, I'm getting more certification, more experience, more education. I'm able to take those skills and automatically apply it to the new career I'm going to have.
She says other students in the program share a similar sentiment.
Like mine did, where either somebody is not working currently because of COVID, or somebody's not working because they have their own sicknesses or illness, or hey, they just want a career change.
How does it really make a difference in these students' lives?
Going into like insurance, sales, marketing, there's a lot of positions that are available in this industry.
That's Nicole Bradbury. She's the business program chair with Ivy Tech. She says the insurance certificate program has more than 200 students that enrolled in October. She attributes the growth in part to the pandemic.
And even through the pandemic, we offer additional support to those students regarding if they need additional materials, resources, computers, and so forth. We're there for them.
Ann Duncan is an insurance industry liaison for the program.
I think it's great in the community, and it also helps those insurance industries perpetuate their business.
Duncan estimates that in the next 10 years, there will be a 50% turnover in the insurance industry. She brings about 40 years of experience in the business.
Insurance industry is a very stable and quite flexible industry.
That's part of the reason Jamie G wanted to go through the program. It's an opportunity. She encourages others to be bold and try.
You're going to get the support you need. Don't feel intimidated.
Working for you, Megan Shen, WRTV.
And Bradbury says graduates from the program can go further with their certificate and use it towards attending a four-year institution like Indiana State or Butler. The next set of classes starts in March, but you can apply to enroll now. We have a link to that on hiringhoosiers.com. And we have even more employment opportunities in our job feed. Hiring Hoosiers partner Spherion will hold a virtual job fair on Wednesday, January 27th. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Spherion is looking for forklift operators, picker packers, machine operators, warehouse associates, and more. For more details about the virtual job fair on January 27th, visit Spherion.com. And Schwann's is hiring route sales representatives in Muncie. Pay is $140 a day plus commission. You will get full benefits, paid time off, and a 401k. In fact, Schwann's is holding an interview day in Muncie on Wednesday, February 3rd. To learn more, visit this post on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. Willowbrook Pharmacy in Carmel is looking for a pharmacy technician. Learn more by finding this post on the Hiring Hoosiers Facebook page. Kevin.
The clouds literally basically sitting on the ground, certainly sitting on our Weather Now camera. The view is in inches, not in miles. From Lafayette to Richmond north, that's where the advisory is in effect until at least 9 o'clock. I say at least because I think at 9 kind of reevaluate where these temperatures are at. We had a break from the precip. Temperatures came up a degree or so. Then once the precipitation came back, we had a little more cooling. So we're right at that freezing mark. Road temperatures, even more importantly, at or above freezing for now. Don't forget, these are free apps, the WRTV app and the Storm Shield app. I think so often you think of severe weather, thunderstorms, threat, but this is helpful during winter weather as well with hourly forecasts and access to this anytime. That's the radar. Around the metro area, 32 degrees with light freezing rain. To the north, light freezing rain in that pink all the way up 31 toward Peru. Just want to point out on the cold side of this, where there's no ambiguity about what type of precipitation there will be. It'll be snow and a lot of it through portions of Iowa, 8 to 12 inches, 6 to about 8 inches in the Chicago area, certainly the biggest storm there so far. The low pressure area is spinning here and it's counterclockwise, so the flow will bring more moisture back into the Hoosier State, but also keep our temperature steady or rise just a little bit, and that's crucial as we go through the overnight. 7 o'clock this evening, we've got our ongoing showers that will continue with some light freezing drizzle, freezing rain to the north. That pushes to the north and east. Any additional light freezing rain will be just that, very light, a few hundredths of an inch. If you're in for the rest of the night, that's good. You don't have anything to worry about. If you're going out, watch those bridges and overpasses especially. They're the first to freeze with the colder air getting under the road surface. 39 tomorrow, 31 with a light accumulating snow potential Wednesday. There we are when we wake up tomorrow morning, Lafayette to Muncie north, ongoing light snow that pulls away. We're left with cloud cover through the day. Temperatures will warm to about 38. Colder again Wednesday with the threat for light accumulating snow, especially southern half of the state. 19 Thursday morning. We'll be at 18 Friday morning. Temperatures as we get to the weekend, the way we've lived the entire winter, Amanda, on the edge, we should be warm enough for predominantly rain, may mix in some snow at times.
Okay, thank you, Kevin. Basketball games were all over the schedule this past weekend. It included some unexpected days off for Butler, the start of a doubleheader for the Pacers, and another head-scratcher for the IU men's team. Brad Brown has a recap.
The Pacers had a genuine crowd at Bankers Life Fieldhouse on Sunday, about 1,000 fans in for the first time this season. Also, the first time Pacers coach Nate Bjorkgren faced his former team, the Raptors. Miles Turner had one of his best games of the season, 25 points and 5 blocked shots. The Pacers fell behind 11 points at halftime, had it tied with a minute to go, but could not close it out. Former IU forward OG Anunoby led Toronto with 30 points. The teams will do it all again tonight.
There was a lot of highs and lows in that game. It felt like we were trying to claw back a lot of the time, but our guys, they do that. We took a couple leads there, in the second half, and our guys kept fighting.
Butler will get back to action on Tuesday at Connecticut. The Bulldogs' Friday game against Seton Hall was postponed after what turned out to be a false positive COVID-19 test on the BU roster. An unexpected break in the schedule. We'll see if that disrupts what's been an upward trend for the Bulldogs. Which IU team is the real thing? After last Thursday's huge win at number 4 Iowa, the Hoosiers lost at home to Rutgers on Sunday, 74-70. Many of the same problems that plagued Indiana earlier this season. Uneven offense, they were out-rebounded, had 12 turnovers, and unable to come back from 13 down in the second half. IU falls under 500 in the Big Ten.
You know, I'm disappointed for our guys because, like I told them after the game, I'm not disappointed in the result. I'm disappointed for them because I think that the attitude and the work ethic and, the togetherness has been as good as it's ever been here.
The IU women's team, though, continues to battle among the conference's best. The Hoosiers won at Northwestern on Sunday. A 26-7 fourth-quarter advantage sealed the win. Mackenzie Holmes led the scoring with 22 points. She also had 10 rebounds. Indiana is now 7-1 in the Big Ten, sole possession of second place.
It felt good, to be able to, get tied up there with a big three with Nikki, by Nikki, and then go down the stretch and then just sort of keep our foot on that pedal and keep, we had to get the stops. That's where it started. We needed to get the stops. And then I thought we came down and we executed down the stretch.
The Hoosiers host Ohio State this Thursday and Michigan State next Sunday. Brad Brown, WRTV Sports.
Rivers.com.
Be careful, don't be caught off guard. Bridges, overpasses, any elevated surface will be the first to see some slick spots. Temperatures are at the freezing mark, should continue to slowly climb. Amanda?
Thanks for making WRTV your choice for news. World News Tonight with David Muir is next. Then join us again for the news at 7.